So most people will never really find out whether or not you're the one simply because you never give them space. The problem is this: most people operate under two types of modes, right? Either one on the offense, which is making the first move, right? The issue with that is that you risk pushing people away and losing control over your behavior. The second mode of operation that most people do is on the defensive, where you're always being backed into corners, you're always feeling impatient, reacting to the other person, and projecting your own emotions onto the other person. The goal for you guys should be to blend both defense and offense, which I call the Napoleonic method, right? Where you first make the first move to get them to chase, which means opening up, or even literally making the first move, or even literally expressing how much you like them. There's nothing wrong with that, people. Like, seriously. And then you get on the defense by pulling away, right, and luring them to chase. And the reason why that is because your initial offense gives them permission to, if you pull away, if they really like you, they're gonna chase, right? So you give them a sense of losing you through distance and space, not being responsive to their romanticism. The non-engagement stage is when they realize how much they actually love you. Is when they realize that you're the one. People don't realize you're the one when you are on offense. They don't. People don't realize that you're the one when you are defensive, because when you're defensive, it makes people feel insecure. When you're defensive, they sense that you're not really listening to them, right? They start realizing that you're the one when you all of a sudden create space, especially if you have had a history of chasing, especially if you have had a history of closing the gaps. That's when this creates that reaction. The non-engagement stage is when they realize that you're the one. Then once they're weakened because you're not engaging with them, then you could instantly counter with an offensive move and validate them, right? So you make the first move, offense. You pull away, defense. Once you've seen that they've reacted to your pulling away, because that's the non-engagement stage of the relationship, and you should always have moments of non-engagement. The reason why that is simple. Whenever you don't engage with the enemy, they get infuriated. They start to reveal to you their cards. That's why Napoleon lost the war against Russia. Napoleon wanted to defeat Russia, and Napoleon had the firepower to defeat them. The way that Russia fought them was through non-engagement. They became slippery, they became mobile, and they got Napoleon to chase them for a battle, and they continually avoided Napoleon because his strength was in maneuvering. The strength of the Russians was that they had a bunch of different supply networks throughout Russia, and all they had to do was not let Napoleon reach them. So this is what happens. You let people realize that they have some form of power over you through being honest, through letting them know that you actually like them, through making dates, through saying yes to the meetups. After a month or two, or even before that, you have to disengage. Whenever you disengage, you give people space to think. You give people space to realize what truly matters. People only start to reflect on their lives when there's nothing going on. When they've been defeated and they have nothing else to do but to think, and they're in prison, for example, they have nothing else but to think. That's when they start to realize who was important. The brain has that tendency to only reveal to you things that really matters to you only when there's an absence of things going on around you, or the people realize that you're the one only in your absence. People never realize that a lot of people end up not knowing they like someone when they wake up in the morning. When you have a moment of no thought, and then you wake up and you realize you just like this person. It was only during the moment of the silent night sleep that those types of realizations arise. And it comes through you non-engaging. But the issue with a lot of you guys is, you guys don't operate that way. You guys either operate in offense or defense. You're either butthurt that they're not chasing you, or you're chasing them too hard. And because you're not giving them that space, you're not trading space for time because of your own insecurities, because you're thinking about, are they leaving me, or are they going to find somebody else? You're on the defensive. You're trying to protect your ego. This strategy is where you're not doing nothing while knowing that this does something. If that makes any sense, right? Because isolation fucks with you. Isolation causes the person to think of their biggest fear. Isolation causes somebody to think about what they don't want a lot. When you are alone, about to be sentenced to a prison sentence, the isolation hurts more than anything, simply because by you being alone, the worst thoughts will arise. And in this case, the worst thought is you leaving them. Why aren't you there? Notice how this non-action is an offense in and of itself, if that makes any sense. So the key is to get them to make the first move so that they get tired and open up to your move. So when you're not there, their brain is splitting up from the inside. Their ranks are being divided. They have divided leadership. They don't know what to do. So what they do is that they revert back to their natural tendencies that they've learned as children. They revert to their childlike state of mind. They regress. You affect a regression when you're through the non-engagement strategy. And with that regression, it increases the imagination. It makes them weak. And in their minds, you become more attractive. So what do? They start to do the things that they've learned as a child when the parents are not paying attention, to get attention. And this differs from person to person, but you will notice it's going to be a poignant upward in them trying to get your attention. Or they may behave in ways you never thought they would. I thought they were more confident. I thought they had more swag. And now all of a sudden they're like puppies waiting for your reaction. You have full control over them. And don't be surprised when this happens, because what this does, it weakens people's willpower. And then their brain will start to see you as the one, if you're really the one. So now once they've been weakened, they think that something's wrong. They think maybe they did something. Now they're more open to your suggestion. Then you counter with another move. You validate them. Hey, I'm sorry, I've been busy. Hey, my love, I'm so sorry. I've been doing this. I really like you. I would love to see you. Let me make it up to you. What should we do now? And that has a deeper and more profound effect on the person. And because of the feeling that you give them, the sense of validation, you lifting them up from the darkness of their minds, their brain the feeling you give them will make them think, oh my God, nobody has ever made me feel this way. You must be the one. But you can't do this unless you don't follow the first step, which is master yourself, master your emotion, particularly your tendency to become emotional. By developing patience, your options expand, which can then give you more energy and unstoppable momentum. Now, how do you develop that? Well, one, you guys can purchase my course, Emotional Mastery. It's in the meditation retreat. I had the odd sensation to just lower the price to $99. And the reason why I made it so expensive is because, it took me years to make that course. But in the meditation retreat, I just realized, you know what, man? Like, I think a lot of people deserve to watch this course. So because of that, I just lowered it to $99 for you guys, man. And honestly, it just came down in the meditation retreat. I just sensed that I had to do that. So, yeah. So you first master yourself by purchasing that course, Emotional Mastery, checking out this book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, or going to a 10-day Vipassana retreat. You Google it on how to go to one of those retreats. It's donation based. But you first master yourself, and you treat meditation as a spiritual practice. All right, guys, we're going to have a brief intermission so that I could tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing, where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club videos that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at $238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared, because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video.